Hello, and welcome to Ashes of the Old World, Episode 18, Part 1. And last we left off, Derek and Phelan, hit themselves really hard.
With the help of those Red Bear guys and Akra and Tarnok.
Yeah. Alright, so speaking of those Red Bear guys, you now have more than 3 allies. And as a result, you can only, you really, how this weird homebrew thing goes, you can only benefit from 3 of these guys at once. They are all still your allies, but you can only benefit from 3 of their passive benefits at once. And at the beginning of the session, you can switch them.
Okay. How often are we gonna need these fucks to come help us out?
Well, they give us a +1 to initiative, so there's that.
Can I kill the chicken?
Not without making them enemies again.
So you're just gonna have to deal with it.
We will get you another chicken. It's okay.
Damn it!
We'll get you a chicken that looks similar, so that way you can get out your frustrations.
I want them to watch then.
What?
Make them know fear.
Right.
You know, I'm tempted to just put text over Matt's Pog saying, "Sir, not appearing in this video."
Well, you know, he's still having problems with his cybernetics.
Yeah, he's a cyborg, you know?
Yes, of course. So, what are you guys doing? You had mentioned before we started that you wanted to meet with the dudes, at least.
Yeah, I think the idea was we were gonna pursue that angle.
Okay.
On, you know, what the hell is going on with these guys fighting the dragons, so...
Okay.
And real quick, I want to ask when we're going to have some downtime, because I got a few things I want to do.
Words. Probably after this next plot thing, and then you probably have a whole bunch of downtime.
Gotcha. Just ask.
Okay. So, okay, well, we might as well jump to that then. I assume you're all going there, right?
Well, I can't speak for anybody else.
You know what?
Well, of course, Phelan's going. Can't let Derek go by himself.
What does that mean?
But we just befriended these guys. Derek could be any moment. They just try to turn on us and kill us.
Okay, fair.
Alright. So, for the sake of simplicity, we'll just assume you're all going there. So they do give you a location that you can meet them up again after the whole tavern business happened. It's this weird warehouse around the lower tier of the city, the quote, where all the peasants, quote unquote, are.
What is this doing over here? Why is this here?
I know it doesn't show it, but it's actually in that guy's lap, and he's petting it.
Should we be concerned?
He has a spider!
Can I roll perception to see if I notice it?
Are you actively looking for spiders for some reason?
No.
Then no.
I'm just like, I'm focused on meat right now. Damn it.
There's a whole bunch in that boat.
Jesus.
Karnak doesn't care about anything that much, unless he sees out of the corner of his eye, just like, is that what I think?
Okay, fine. I'm assuming this is just there for shiggles. Let's move on to important shit.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. Okay.
I'm first.
Wonder how Derek feels with Akra being in any form of close proximity.
Oh, Christ. Uncomfortable, range.
Phelan walks up, knocks on the door.
Is personal space being respected? That's the first question.
Is my 5 foot square that nobody can enter except my allies?
Well, 5 foot square.
Fuck.
Oh my god, no.
Very uncomfortable.
Piggyback ride.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Shoop.
Why?
Then this just becomes a fucking harem anime with Derek as the senpai. Anyway, so
That's not.
Replay.
so Phelan, you knock on the door, and you on the other side you see a little wooden opening thing open up for a second and then close as the door opens. As you're greeted with this dude. It's like, I was expecting you dudes.
Alright, may we come in?
You've already entered, so I guess.
I blame.
I sniff the air to see if I smell anything out of the ordinary.
You smell a whole bunch of things, really. You smell... Actually, roll perception to get a real good smell.
Give me a good smell.
A good smell.
A good smell.
That's a smell. Wait, did you roll an 8 or a 16? It's fucking tight.
8.
Okay. Alright, so you can smell the heated metal, you can smell wood, cobwebs, if those even have a smell. As well,
It's a musty
as
smell.
well as like grain and various like dried goods like flour and other things. As
So basically everyone else's food. Got it.
fair enough. Around this corner, yeah, you can see the source of it. There's just a whole bunch of supplies just lying there, right there, next to this dude with an anvil and a little forge.
Aw, quite.
Doing...
I wonder if you can make Roman crusted.
Shit, man, if you want him to try to fucking take your teeth out, put some silver around it, and put it back in.
Oh no,
I
just
just
put a
imagine
grill around.
Tarnok's head is just laying on an anvil.
Dink,
Oh,
dink,
that's
dink.
such a terrible
You know, I might as well
idea.
reveal the hallways for now. Neat.
So which way are we heading?
There's coffins over here.
Yep.
You don't know that yet.
My character doesn't.
Either way, really, because both sides lead to the other door.
Alright, I'm staying away from the forge. Rather not get sparks on everything. Those are coffins.
Yeah, they are coffins, but they don't have bodies, and we got other stuff. It just seemed convenient to use it as a really big box.
Tarnok's tail stops wagging as soon as he hears there's no bodies on him.
No decomposing corpses for Tarnok.
Just... Alright. So, yeah, no, it looks like they're just using this place as a giant-ass storage unit, aren't they?
Sorta. Because they're from the hallways, yeah, they're keeping a whole bunch of stuff in these things.
Okay, just gonna keep moving. I'm not gonna toy around with their shit. Just squeeze.
Fair enough.
Do I smell any meat at all?
Meat? Yeah,
Have they
you can smell meat from inside this door.
I knock on the door.
Okay, so a couple seconds later, this useless guy, the door opens, as you are greeted by, and the area is revealed, the little Kenku.
Hey, they got the forge thing.
My mouth starts
As
drizzling.
as the Kenku opens up its mouth and you hear, out of its mouth, as it just repeated the knock sound you made.
I growl at it.
Just going to...
Well, this little thing is a mockingbird.
That's how Kenku work, that they can only talk and mimic things.
Oh my god.
Oh, does this have
Yes, that is actually food.
Is this what I think it is?
That is exactly what you think it is. It is a lot.
I go over and pick up a
Yeah,
piece of meat.
they got like
It's a lot smaller than we remember
that
it.
too. They got a whole roast chicken and a couple little what amounts to bacon strips, I guess. Some pies, bread, apples.
That's the fortune right here. I thought you said that was the fortune.
Yeah. So it is actually a lot smaller than you had seen it previously, and you weren't even aware it could be that small.
That's where it went.
This dude over here waves at you. He's like, "Oh, you actually came.
Giant
Were
lizard
you
runs
expecting
past
us?
him.
I don't know what I was expecting, really, but stuff."
All right. Well, we're here.
Yes.
All right. You'd best just let him eat. Everything is safer that way.
You don't want to lose fingers. That's how you lose fingers.
Yeah, that is how you lose fingers. And you're...
You can lose more than fingers from doing that. Let's
One of
be
these
honest.
days, we'll train him, and it will be good. But until then,
Grace.
let us just.
I'm just imagining Tarnok stuffing that whole roasted chicken down his throat.
Yeah, and Derek is staying 15 feet away because last time that happened, he got puked on. So
That's because there was an endless supply. Tarnok ate 3 tables. He was not wasting any of that
Ended
shit.
up wasted anyway when you fucking threw it up. Anyway.
Only 1/4 of it.
Meanwhile, Akra's just
Still!
invading Bubble.
Christ.
And then he ate more.
Bubble invasion.
And he's in the king's favor now, so...
Oh, Christ.
King laughed, so yeah.
Adam a giggle.
all right.
I just imagine that Dark Souls, you're being invaded, showing up.
Okay.
Player name Akra Delmer.
Well, here's your chance. If you want to plead your case in a little more detail, do it now.
Excuse me.
That's what we're here for. A bit more, a bit
Further
more
information.
concrete answers.
Oh, okay. I thought you were still on the accusatory. Are you, like, fucking some kind of weird aggression things? Like, oh, yeah, let's just let him in the base. Like, well, I guess we're fighting them kind of thing.
I think
Yeah.
it's up to his sister.
Not being
Tarnok
that.
is
Disturbed by that. It's like,
Tarnok is on perpetual standby in case of those sorts of situations. You wouldn't believe how often they happen.
Anyway, so this is where we're currently situated and trying to deal with at least the agents of the Black Dragons. Until recently, we thought we had found a whole group of them, until it turned out you weren't as affiliated as we thought.
So how did this all start in the first place?
God damn you, making me use backstory. Shit, I have to world build!
Well, I mean, you should be you have to be prepared for this shit, Kate. You should be writing this stuff down in your free time. Like as soon as it pops up into your head,
not right
It
now.
popped into my head.
just start throwing around in your head. What are my players going to ask me when I get to this point? Just throw around all the potential.
There will always be that one question you didn't think of an answer to, okay?
But at least cover the ones that would,
Right.
so you have at least something to go on. And you can just bullshit your way off of those.
Well, it honestly started with Dervert over here, just with the motivation to stop the Black Dragons, and then we all eventually ended up joining in. Of course, I seem to have gotten the short end of the stick a little bit later on with the wanted boasters.
Yeah, we will try to clear that up later.
Fucking damn it, Tarnok!
Belching all over the session.
Various other things we're trying to do right now is either finding the Black Dragon agents, or some way to have an easier time taking down the dragons themselves.
How did you shrink that?
That over there?
Last time we saw it, it was 30 feet wide.
It's got a command word to shrink and grow.
How could you possibly...
well, we actually got a couple books over here about some of the artifacts. We've only found one, that one over there, though. And there is actually, on that table, 3 books detailing, well, 3 of the artifacts. If anyone wants to give a look at those.
You speak of
just have
multiple artifacts.
just Acro over there.
Sorry, what? Sal?
You have an Acro.
You speak of multiple artifacts as if they are.
Sorry, what?
What?
Yeah, court.
They said artifacts in the plural, and they were pointing.
Yeah, there's around 11 of them, and they're pretty important. We're thinking maybe we can have an easier time with the dragons if we at least collect some of them. All right, so on the table you do see the book about Darda Creekaz, Mixie Super Duper Ultra Forge. You see a book about this one.
It's a miniature fucking sun! Oh!
That thing looked like it was gonna pierce your eyes. Jesus Christ, Kate. Glow effect on that cow.
Oh,
That's the
God.
point.
I love the use of lens flare on this. It's gorgeous.
It makes it horrible to look at, but hey, the sun's already horrible to look at.
The
love
third
it.
book is about a book.
Books of hats.
So, the Darda Creekcast Mixie Super Duper Ultra Forge does in fact have command words. Is like by holding it and describing how bigger or smaller you'd like it, the forge will grow bigger or smaller. But the problem is, this item has been made by a deity, so saying bigger or smaller makes it really big or really smaller. And
medium.
Waffly, this dude named Waffly over here actually motions you, Derek, to move south a bit, just so he can demonstrate. So he grabs the forge, gently places it over here, and says, "Little bigger," and it just grows that fucking big.
What happens if you want it a lot bigger?
That's kind of how we broke the ceiling in the temple that one time.
Oh. Yes, let's not use that word right now.
You know what? Just don't even tell us what it is.
Tell us what it is.
Around, like
Exactly. Put it back, please.
All right. You notice that he physically has to put his hand on it before saying any of these command words, and then he just says "little smaller," and it's back to that size. So the command words are little smaller, smaller, little bigger, and bigger. And that's.
And I assume with smaller, it's just.
I don't even think we'd be able to
Pocket
see it if I said smaller.
Huh.
How big did it get last time?
Too much. Just too much. It took us around a couple hours just to find the legs of it. Well, get to the legs, I mean.
That's a frightening gate.
And then we had to touch the leg, say smaller, and then run all the way back to the temple.
So if
Well,
you really want to kill the dragons, have you considered maybe getting something that flies, going over to the cave, dropping that thing after telling it to get bigger and just letting it drop?
Hoping for the best.
Tarnok comes over and objects us. Basically, growls some more, basically stating, then we can't eat them.
Well,
No, we wouldn't be able to eat them. Why would you?
I'm kind of worried
never mind.
about the earthquakes that are going to happen if we do that. It's very big.
Yes, you would disrupt one of the towns nearby.
Meanwhile, it just sends so much dust up into the air that it causes.
Yeah, literally that too.
But we killed the dragon.
Shit,
right?
man, you fucking did.
But we caused an ice.
Well, there's more than one. That's the problem.
How big does this?
If there was just one, or we could separate them, they might be easier to deal with. But they're usually together. 3.
How many are there?
You were in the cave, weren't you?
Okay, so it's only the ones in the cave.
Yeah. There's one out.
Did we only see one dragon? We saw smaller dragons, but they were like well stuff.
Yeah, there's a carriage going around. I don't think they're that big of a threat. I mean, I suppose as a scouting party they might be. Recently, however, one of our scouts around the cave has been sending us very confusing messages.
What do you mean?
Well, like, not confusing in the way they're worded, but confusing in their contents, because the last message we got said 2 dragon out 2 days. What this means, it's been 2 days since 2 dragons have been outside of the cave. And,
Where do you think they went?
I don't know, but this does leave 1 left in the cave.
Wait, if they left, could they be searching for something?
Maybe? If they are searching for something, it must be pretty important if they're willing to leave only 1 of the dragons behind.
It must be important. They wouldn't turn tail and run this soon.
2 large dragons going anywhere is bound to attract attention.
Yeah, definitely.
Was there any way to possibly figure out where they went?
Well, maybe, we probably have to wait on another message from our scout. And conveniently, just as he says that, of course narrative timing, or else, fuck, you'll just stand in this warehouse for a bunch of time. A little bird comes in through a small hole in the ceiling that they seem to have set up for this very purpose, because Animal Messenger is a thing. And it drops down on the table in front of the dude with the forge, and it says, 2 dragon out 3 days. 1 dragon in Ashlands, other dragon unknown.
Strange.
Tarnok points at the bird and basically goes,
Please don't eat the messenger bird.
I thought everyone was just gaining the ability to speak Tarnok.
Well, I'd imagine it's pretty obvious when he
Obvious.
showing his teeth, licking his lips, grunting excitedly.
Basically,
Putting
Yes.
his hands to his mouth, like telling.
He has this constant deadpan look on his face the whole time.
Phelan's actually going to go up to these
Okay.
and ask questions. Has there been any sign of a small red kobold in the area where the dragon?
We weren't exactly looking for anything like that, and the majority of messages we get is from that tiny little bird, and there's only so many words you can give it.
Ah, yes, I see.
I don't think they would have been looking for anyone they don't know about.
Yeah.
Well,
Of course.
admittedly, we could probably do a quick look for her, because with the opportunity as it is, we might actually be trying to go see if we can deal with the dragon that's been left by itself. As dangerous as it might be.
Well, we could certainly try to go with you. It might
That would be
easier.
much appreciated, considering what the more the merrier, really, as far as fighting dragons goes.
All right, then. We all set on this, I suppose?
What'd you say, Seth?
Are we all
wanna do
set?
something.
Are we all settled on this, or is there anything anybody needs to do before we go?
I would like to grab a few
yeah,
supplies.
The,
We could start the summoning of
yeah, they do.
the
Christ.
other members of the Domo family. See which ones would actually tag along.
The other members of the Acros family? Oh,
Go
Christ.
around and try and find them.
I don't have any of them statted currently, but that might be a possibility. So they do actually recommend making some preparations, and they're going to let you have access to the forge should you want to use it, because this is going to be an undertaking. Another thing is, one of them is going to stay behind, or at least 1 to 2 of them. So if, in case everyone gets
makes
fired.
sense.
So
Yeah,
if something goes horribly.
In case something goes horribly wrong, they didn't just lose the whole organization. In that respect, I will let you take 2 other allies that you have with you in your allies tab. So you can take 2 members of Red Bear, 2 to 3 members of this Red Bear organization, and 2 of your allies.
And? Alright. That depends. His Uncle Ashara
Shit,
wants
man,
to
you
shoot a
can take him.
dragon. I don't think we should, but...
I don't think we should either. I mean, that guy is so drunk. Do we really want him around around dragons? He could get stepped on or killed or eaten or turned into one of those cursed artifacts. Do you really want to carry around your uncle as a cursed ring or something?
Just tell him this is something where he might want to consider sobering up, at least for a brief amount of time.
To be fair, when he sobered up, he was fucking lethal.
Yeah, but you would have to keep all the alcohol away from him too.
We're traveling to fight a dragon!
Speaking of which, they are giving you at least some access to the stuff they have around the base. The letters are just because I had marked each individual little box on the GM layer with this stuff here. So, I suppose if there's anything you'd like to use the forge for, or which allies you'd like to take, because It's going to be one for each member of the party, so each of you gets to pick one.
Okay.
I see there's a book about dragons. I want that.
Yeah, it's a lore book about dragons and various details about them. Some anatomy, but there hasn't been enough, dragon slayings recently to really get a whole fix on that.
That's fine. Also,
So
I do know one thing I want to use the forge.
What?
Like, absolutely. Okay, so you know the shard of the Great Spark Sword? I want to put that into the forge.
Well, it's now an Odachi of Sparks. So, instead of having the damage replaced by lightning damage, it now does an extra 1d6 lightning damage.
Oh, that's okay. That's cool. I like that.
Part of me I know we're not going to do this, but part of me wants to see what would happen if you put the cape of
Holy
billowing and the
Christ.
flag in there.
But that means only one of us will have it.
I know, but that would be kick ass.
How much is the increase to the sword?
It's it does its regular damage, but a plus 1d6 lightning damage.
How do I put that in?
You could put it in your class actions and just put Great Sword of Sparks and then like a 1d6 roll for the lightning. Or you could just put a plus 1d6.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just put the plus 1d6 on the weapon roll.
So yeah, if anyone... let's go through which ally each of the allies you're going to bring with you. And then we'll get into anything you want to do with the forge. The asshole with the scimitar is Dervid Freya. He is, stat-wise, he's a paladin. Okay.
We'll take him. That's my choice.
Alright, in combat, you're going to have control over him, and he's going to share initiative with you. For simplicity's sake, really.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay, so we each take one person. Awesome.
I would like to go and talk with Arachnia.
You want to try to bring Arachnia?
Yep. Tarnok's very persuasive.
We're going to save the world.
You know what? I'm going to say this is going to be a persuasion roll, but I will give you advantage if you can explain to me how you're going to do it. Like, how you...
I'm going, like...
You're not going to make him play it out?
I think that would take too long. And also...
Yeah, secret story reasons.
Secret story reasons.
Okay. Gotcha.
I would basically, tell her about the battle that's going on and, like, all that stuff. On a piece of paper, like, drawing it out and stuff. Since no one can be my mediator... And then I would remind her about the kid that we have back at Uncle Ashar's place. And now he lives here.
Ooh.
How the dragons might pose a gigantic threat. And how he respects her as a fighter and everything. And how he, like, because he remembers all the times that she actually helped out. And all the freaking trouble we went through to get to her proves she's got some very good skills. Basically, Tarnok's just saying, like, you are very good. You are very hard to prey to cat.
You have your advantage. Holy shit.
Okay. Acha! That was bad. Come on.
Oh, damn.
Damn it.
That would have been pretty cool. If she did... You know what? Fuck it. I'm the GM. I could dictate whether or not they join you. Okay, so yeah, that's good enough. Fucking Christ. Alright, so Tarnok's bringing Arachnia.
Everyone's going to be like fucking surprised when he walks through the door.
Yes,
I
you
can't
did.
believe I forgot about the bracer of compliment.
Okay, Akra. Who you bringing?
All right, folks. This guy has proven authority. All right.
Oh,
We
the
need this guy.
dude with the...
All right.
You're bringing him?
How about that?
Okay. Interesting.
Might as well. That way we got a wall,
Okay.
an extra wall.
Phelan, who you bringing? You got about 5 choices left.
Okay.
I'm going to Valkyrie get out of the way because I'm going to copy and paste this.
I think we should take
The potion,
the potion guy.
I hadn't expected that. All right.
Yeah.
You got you a potion guy. He's a little confused as to why you want to bring him to fight a dragon, but he's he's honestly
I'm
game
shocked he
for it because
accepted.
dragon bits are great for potions. They're rare as shit.
Okay. Is this guy gonna be
Here's
like
the
our
thing,
healer
though.
or something?
He's multi-classed as a fighter, a rogue, and a druid.
Alrighty, that's gonna be fun.
Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna be really
I want to see how that works.
Speaking of which,
I
he's
would
probably
like
going to bring
to
some
grab that.
potions
I
of
can
healing.
do
At
that.
least 5. Okay. Interesting setup. I actually didn't expect any of your guys' choices, really. Holy fuck. I expected
What were you expecting
Derek
us
to
to
either
go
go with Uncle or Rani Ashara. I expected Tarnok. I didn't know what it was Tarnok was going with. Either like the Kanku or someone else. Akra, I thought it was going to bring Stan
Or that
and
Goliath.
Phelan. Phelan could have been.
Well, Stan is someone
He's
I
not
put
a
on.
fighter.
Yeah, I'd have him more gather information in the background
Well, you see,
on this sort of thing.
I know exactly why Friend / Derek did not take his relatives with him. He doesn't want them to die to dragons.
I
Okay,
mean, you're not wrong.
Plus, let's just be honest, he'd probably come in completely
Fair enough.
slammed.
All right. Is anyone doing anything with the forge?
I looked through my stuff to see if there was anything I could just throw into the mix, but I couldn't find anything.
I don't either. I looked. I was half tempted to throw my books in there and see what happens, but
Honestly, I'm feeling like putting I don't know, like a pocket sand, maybe
You definitely could.
something else. But now I'm trying to figure out what to put it with.
What could you mix a pocket of sand with?
Ooh. I have something.
Need to see what happens if I mixed it with one of my 3 daggers.
You could. Just mix sand with a dagger for some reason.
I want to see if I could make like a dagger when swung would just lower accuracy after lower other people's accuracy. Just like Besides, I have like
You
3
could.
of them.
Alright, so did everyone get the pop-up
Let's do
of
it.
the ally they picked? Okay, good.
I did.
So what you gonna try to mix, Akra?
Pocket sand with dagger.
Okay. Whoops, shit. So, the fire flares up, and what's left inside of the forge is this dagger that has the ability To switch between a pocket full of switch between a grandular form of like just actual sand into a dagger. It's like an incredibly concealable weapon because sometimes it's just pocket sand, sometimes oh shit, suddenly it's a fucking knife.
Pocket sand. And then run away.
Sand
and then
shark.
go back and make it a dagger and take it back.
If I throw the sand,
Yes,
will it cut
actually. If you throw the pocket sand, it'll deal damage that a dagger would. The sand still has the properties of a knife. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna put
So
that
it's
in weapons. First off, I'm removing the
Fair
sinker
enough.
because that's not even a thing anymore. Because that was in my inventory for like, I'll just call it
Dagger sand. Alright.
dagger sand.
Sand of
If
Jack.
you had like, if microscopes existed, they could look under that microscope and see the sand is in fact really tiny daggers.
Ooh, okay.
I have something I would like to mix. I would like to mix my Gauntlet of Criticism with a ring of warmth.
Holy shit.
Try something with that. I grabbed the ring and the gauntlet together, and then I
so
just
when
give
you
a
take the
glance at the
gauntlet
kobold on
off,
my
the
shoulder.
kobold does disappear. And when you throw... Okay.
That used to be a person, you sick fuck.
I try to eat
There
them
is
every day.
markings.
That's why I'm biting at my
Okay.
shoulder all the time.
So you throw the Gauntlet of Criticism in, and the Ring of Warmth. That gives you what does the Ring of Warmth do, really?
Keeps me warm in cold weather. Kind of like a fiery thing. I think the description was that like it had fire in the ring, and basically as long as you wore it, your body would be at a good temperature. So basically, a lizard man like me wouldn't freeze solid.
Ring of Warmth. Wearing this ring, you have resistance to cold damage. In addition, you and everything you wear and carry are unharmed by temperatures as low as 50 degrees Fahrenheit. You have resistance to cold damage.
I have
it's a
resistance
good
to
thing you
cold
never
damage?
suffered cold damage yet, or else I'd have to, do some fucking
Yeah.
thing. What comes out is...
What did you make?
Tarnock doesn't like it. He's throwing it in like the halberd.
What comes out is the Gauntlet of... I'm going to make it really stupid sounding, but it's going to have some good effects at least. Gauntlet of Warm Affection.
Gauntlet of...
When placed on, the kobold is just
Okay,
constantly
let's
hugging
go.
your neck. It is very warm. Yeah.
The kobold became
What
friendlier by
this
giving
does,
it the
it's
ring
now
of warmth.
a +2 unarmed thing. So when you make unarmed attacks with the Gauntlet of Warmth, it is a +2. Yes, exactly that.
Positive
That is exactly how
reinforcement,
that
man,
works.
Tarnock.
As well as the resistance to cold damage is in fact still in play. Yeah?
I actually have a thought.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take my sword
Oh.
and the drift globe. Just see if I can start. If this works the way I think it does, I may just start stacking command words into this thing.
Oh.
Gauntlet of warm
Yeah, because...
affection.
Alright, I see. Okay, what the fuck have you... You know what, since you've named the sword previously, I suppose you can name what the hell comes out. But what this is going to do is now you have a sword with two separate command words in it. One is the already Oblivion one thing. The other one makes the sword suddenly come out in your arm and float in the air and glow and follow you.
Cool. Does the sword still catch fire to illuminate the
it
place?
can.
'Cause that's,
You can
that'd
either
be
cause your sword to float upward suddenly and just float by you. It can't attack. It's not a dancing sword. That is really fucking broken.
That's how he gets people to
So
pay
it
attention
functions
to him.
as
Look at
both
my
a drift
sword and hear
globe
about my
and
story.
a sort of flame tongue. Yeah, that is how it's going to work. Unless I think of something else later. Because I do have to improv this, like, right on the spot when you make these items, because random shit. You know what? Instead of fire damage, it now deals radiant damage.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of things have resistance to fire.
That's good, right?
Yeah,
So
radiant
instead
damage is
of
just
like
better in
becoming engulfed in flame, it's usually becomes engulfed in this light that usually sticks around the blade itself. Yes, a very
So instead of a
glowy,
flaming sword, I now have a glowing sword.
not quite lightsaber.
Stick.
It's not quite a sunblade, but
I was
take
tempted, but there's probably some stuff you still have to mix in
Don't you have a sun ball?
to make a fucking sun blade. You know what? Yes, it is a glow sword.
It's a glow sword.
Derek's just in the rave.
Alright, so...
My people. My kingdom.
Christ. So, alright, so that's it for now, as far as the preparations going, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I want to buy a few things, but well, I wanted to buy a few
Well,
things.
we can do that, because why not? Let's... What did you want to buy?
For what we're going to do.
Oh, certainly.
I should buy some potions, actually. Alright. You know, I could probably use
Okay,
some
so
health
2 health
potions on my own,
potions
so
is
I'll
50
buy, like,
gold
2 of those.
each, I think, yeah? So that's 100 gold in total for the health potions. Even if you buy it at that guy's shop, because he's kind of a dick like that.
Okay. Jerk. Okay. And I also wanted to buy some
Oh, that's
better
cute.
clothes
Alright,
for
so
Kote
what kind of
and
clothes
give
were
him
you going to buy him?
As well.
There is a good selection of those. I'd have to update his fucking fog.
Maybe
fine
like
clothes?
some squire-ish clothes.
That could
I said
technically count.
squire clothes,
Hold
not
on a
fine
second.
clothes, but
Alright, so there's common clothes, custom clothes, fine clothes, traveler's clothes. This could be skinned as other things, but I think squire at least has to be fine. This would be 15 gold points. God damn it.
yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so the
I didn't
dagger
mean
is
to
like
do
2
that!
gold points, so that's 17 in total. So 117 altogether.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Dan, are you here?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I please take the scroll of Revivify out of my
Yeah, you can.
useful robe and give it to Akra?
You place the scroll of Revivify patch
Yeah,
in her
I
arms,
do that thing.
and she's got a scroll of Revivify now.
Yes.
So,
So you have a scroll of Revivify now, Akra.
what if?
What if? Is it possible I could combo that with one of my?
You could certainly try. What you gonna do?
We can't get infinite Revivifies, I don't think.
Okay, I am going to.
I'll laugh this word.
I don't want to get rid of my arcane focus. Or at least I don't want to. I want to make sure it works first, so I'm going to test it on the trinket, the small piece of crystal.
Oh yeah,
that faintly glows in the moonlight.
your little faintly glows in the moonlight.
Just a test,
okay,
a test combination.
interesting. I wonder how you're going to test this. Just
gotta find
kill
use
someone
for it.
nearby and see if it helps. So,
Let's just
No,
Christ.
Well, she could kill like a rat or something.
All right, so
okay,
Not her rat, of course.
okay.
Not Jeffrey.
ooh, I have a good
Gotta
idea.
imagine
not
that.
going catch
So
something real quick.
you do that, and what happens is you create this glorious goddamn pearl. It's shiny, it's sparkly, it's fucking beautiful. As you mix the scroll of Revivify with the stone you had, and I'm going to say with an Arcana check, given the nature of it, I can say what it can do. Give it a go.
I will throw out that Arcana check. He just
Okay.
choose the thing and
So
moves it.
what this glorious pearl does is
Oh,
automatically, when you do suffer death, the Revivify spell will activate. What this is going to only be able to happen like once. No, just once a week.
Probably just once.
So you could technically die once a week, but not more than once.
so
Not that.
Stab yourself to test it.
I'm going to try and no. I was going to see if I could maybe refinagle my little my arcane focus so that I could have it kind of as part of the necklace.
Yeah, you could do that.
The
I
arcane
would
focus
say
is a
that
crystal necklace of sorts.
the stone would be able to become an arcane focus at that point, but the properties of which would still be the same. It's just a necklace then. I suppose, but that's not
So could he
what
show us
Revivify
how close
does.
when we're unconscious?
Revivify is when you're actually dead. When you failed all your death saving throws and you're just fucking dead.
It's just
Shit,
Like
man.
I said, shove it down the throat.
I don't think that's how that works.
Alright, so
It's not. Oh shit.
I'm not sure what to name this item. Any ideas? Go ahead.
I have an idea.
Well, Akra, it's your
Acronaut
item.
gem.
You can decide whether or not to have it like that.
Why?
Just officiate that ship right there. All right.
Sure.
Dan wants it. I'll
The
go for it.
Acronaut gem necklace. The effect when you fucking die once a week will revive you. Make sure to note that. Oh Christ!
And the flavor text. The
Why did you have to
unstable
use
hunger
unsatiable? Anyway,
I mean,
I Oh, Christ.
They're both insatiable in some ways. Car dog for food. and
This
for
has
other
been
things.
Ashes of the Old World, episode 18. We'll see you in part 2, and hopefully these players can stop being thirsty fuckers.